Yeah, I'm going to give a piece of advice which is going to be very helpful, not only to you, but also to your family members and to people around you. See, today I'm going to talk about how to keep yourself away from corona infection or how to overpower coronavirus as such. So today we have many things like compared to 1 year, past 1 year, we are better equipped because we have some kind of vaccines. We have got better knowledge how to handle corona. Okay, to that extent it's okay, but I'm going to talk beyond these things. So, what exactly is this corona problem? How to overcome it? So, this is what I'm going to talk. There are two things that I'm going to focus on. I request you all to just bear with me for just 5 minutes, and it is going to be a lifetime cover. This is going to bring in some kind of drastic change in your own thinking pattern. So, if you want to really understand, or if you want to actually uh, try to find explanation for anything in this universe, not just the coronavirus, but everything that exists in this universe, always think in terms of energy, vibrations, and frequencies. This is not the statement given by me, but as such, this is the statement that is given by one of the greatest physicists of our times, the one who lived in 19th century, the great man by name Nicholas Tesla. He said he's one of the finest or the greatest scientists who can be compared to that of Albert Einstein on par. So he's also the inventor of the alternating currents, which we are using, and he's considered to be one of the best brains. So he said, he made a sweeping statement saying that if you want to understand this universe, always try to understand in terms of energy, vibrations, and frequencies. But remember, he's not the first person to say this. Much before he made this statement, 5,000 years back, during the period of ancient Egyptian civilizations, wherein they have erected massive structures like pyramids, the purpose of which is not known, or how they made is also not known. They have advanced technologies which we cannot understand. They've used the principles of sound. They are the masters of sound engineering. Using the principles of sound engineering, they could create marvels. But unfortunately, we in this civilization, we don't have that much of understanding about the power of sound or the power of frequencies or the power of vibrations. So during the time, there was one great philosopher who is known as Trismegistus, means three times greater. So he is considered to be the wisest person, and he has actually codified the entire philosophy into seven principles, and that was actually transmitted orally over a period of time. So that knowledge is known as Kabbalian philosophy. So there they have actually talked about seven principles, which are actually the universal principles upon which the entire universe is operating. So I'm not going to go in detail about these principles, but I'll just enumerate them. The first principle says that the entire thing is the universe is a mental universe. Means it is made up of essentially the mind stuff. This is principle number one. I'm not going to elaborate on these things. Second is the principle of correspondence, wherein it says that there is a great amount of symmetry from one layer of existence to another level of existence. Means you have multiple levels of consciousness, and there is some kind of pattern, uniform pattern. If you want to understand one, you can understand the other, and that's how you can understand what is there beyond your normal physical consciousness. So the next thing is the principle of vibration, which is very, very important. So this principle says that everything in this universe, without any exception, whether it is too vague to actually put the word universe, but everything that is created, everything that exists, is in a constant state of vibration, whether it is a microscopic thing like an atom or could be a macro thing like a galaxy. They're all vibrating. Everything, even those things which look lifeless like a rock, there is consciousness, there is some life force, there is some kind of vibration. Everything is in a state of constant vibration. There is no exception to this. Some are vibrating at a very high pace, some are vibrating at a very low pace. If things are vibrating at a low pace, we say that this is having less of consciousness. The more the consciousness, the higher is the vibrational rate. Rocks, we think rocks are dead, but as a matter of fact, there is a lot of activity going within the rock. There is a lot of movement, there is a lot of vibrations, and even rocks have certain degree of consciousness. We all differ only in terms of degree of vibration and degree of consciousness. Okay, so when we talk about rocks, we should talk even about viruses like corona. Even corona has got some kind of frequency. For that matter, even human beings, we have certain frequency. So we human beings, we are all vibrating at one particular bandwidth in this great spectrum of electromagnetic vibrations. And there is a bandwidth within which we are all operating as long as we are in this physical incarnation. And that bandwidth, when we are having this physical body, we are having a vibrational frequency of 62 to 72 hertz. If the frequency is falling below this, that's when we are entering into state of disease or illness. When your vibrational frequency touches 40, that's when you're actually inviting cancer to invade your body. So if you're going lower and lower, lower in frequency, you reach a state where it is nothing but death. So that way you can understand that there is huge difference between the vibrational frequency of a dead body and a person who is bubbling with life force. We human beings alive now, we are actually oscillating between this state and this. Sometimes we are very close to the higher level of vibration than for health state it is at maximum, but sometimes we are actually moving towards the lower side. That is, we are approaching disease, illness, and we are actually approaching the death. So it is in this context, I would like to talk about the fourth principle of Kabbalion philosophy, that is the principle of polarization. Everything in this universe or creation exists as poles. What we see as totally opposite things are nothing but the two ends of the same pole. So life force, there is death on one side and there is lot vitality on the other side. So the life force that we are carrying now is actually having a variation between the death frequency and the highest vibrational frequency. So whenever there are certain changes in the environment, whenever there are changes in our own thought patterns and emotional currents, there is shift in this life force. Sometimes we are actually moving towards the positive life force, sometimes we are swinging towards the negative life force. So when we are actually moving towards the negative things, we are falling sick, our body is falling sick because the vibrational frequency is coming down. But as long as you're having good thoughts, good emotions, your emotional frequency is at a high level. So here you need to understand that, like just the way we have our vibrational frequencies, even organisms like virus, coronavirus, bacteria, even they too have certain vibrational frequencies. They are very low vibrating creatures. As such, they cannot enter into our body. But if our vibrational frequency is coming down, 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 which is close to that of their frequency, they can just jump into our body and they can start enjoying their life. This is what is happening. So our emotions, as human beings, we have wide range of emotions, and these emotions can be categorized into positive emotions or negative emotions. When we are having positive emotions, we mean to say that when we are in a state of joy, when we are in a state of happiness, when we are in a state of ecstasy, in a state of blissfulness, when we are in a state of optimism, we say that we are in positive zone. There, the vibrational frequency of the positive emotions are very high. But if you look at the opposite, anger, hatred, fear, sorrow, depression, and all these things, they are all low vibrations. So in day-to-day life, we are actually oscillating between low vibrations and high vibrations depending on our thoughts, our own thoughts, or depending on the interaction that we have with the external world. Somebody comes and says, "Hey, you look smart, I feel good." I'm at a positive emotional. Somebody comes and says, "Hey, you're a nasty kid, I fall down." I get into negative emotional vibes. So, because of my day to day interaction with the outer world, my vibrational frequencies are undergoing change. At the same time, even if I don't interact with the outer world, I'm sitting, I'm just thinking, and my thoughts, some are good thoughts, some are bad thoughts, some are positive thoughts, some are negative thoughts. Whenever I feel negative thoughts, the associated emotion will trigger in. Means I'll start feeling bad. When I start feeling bad, my vibration, my body vibration, it is coming down. As a human being, my normal vibrational frequency is between 62 to 72 megahertz. But when I'm actually indulging in negative emotions, my vibration, natural vibration is coming down. And that is actually a place where our nasty viruses, they can actually jump and get into our body. So the best way you want to protect yourself from from coronavirus is that maintain a state of positivity all the time. Be happy and joyful. Make it a mental habit. Be happy, bindas, be bindas. Don't worry. When you're worrying, you're opening a door for a virus to come in. When you're angry, you're only opening a door for hostile microorganisms like a bacteria to come into your life. So each time you're actually indulging in a negative emotion, you're actually opening a door for something bad to enter into your life. So why do that? Especially in Corona times, we are frequently indulging in low emotions, and that's how we are more and more people are actually falling prey to this coronavirus. Why? Because we are also obsessed with corona news. Though we know nothing is going to happen, nothing beyond is going to happen. We want to read WhatsApp messages pertaining to Corona. Those many people got this thing, that thing, this thing. We want to watch Corona news. We want to fill entire life or day life with Corona, Corona, Corona. And what is that you're gaining out of this? Except feeling little terrible in terms of emotionality. Whenever you're reading something bad about Corona, you're actually getting into a negative vibrational zone, which is actually putting a red carpet welcome to these hostile microorganisms. So while you're actually focusing on these things, you're doing no good thing. Instead, you shift your focus to something else, because one of the biggest law that we need to understand is the law of attraction. Most of you might be familiar with the concept of law of attraction. What you think and what you feel is what you're actually going to create your life. The world that we are living, the outer world that we are living and witnessing or experiencing is our own creation. Our thoughts and feelings are creating this external world. So, what are you thinking? Negative thought will lead to negative emotion. Negative emotion will lead to negative action, and negative action will result in negative result. So you are responsible for your health, you are responsible for your fate, you are responsible for your success. Nobody is actually bothered in your life wherein God is sitting somewhere up and watching at your life. And depending on your good things or bad things, He is not saying, okay, you have this, you have that. It is not like that. You're doing your own thing. So, in law of attraction, there is one principle which says that always focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. Today, you want Corona, then keep watching it. Every morning, get up, look at TV, or watch Corona news, or read Corona messages, forward message. Yeah, that's your choice. You're focused, you're determined to entertain or engage in Corona. So, the law of attraction says whatever you're focusing on, whether you like it or not, that is what the universe is going to deliver. Be wise. Nobody likes to look at shit or smell shit. But if you're continuously looking at it, you're bound to get it. Corona is like that. Is it so nice that you have to focus on it? Don't focus on it. Say, no, I don't need. Focus on something else. Your life ambition is about being happy and joyful. So there is an opportunity. You can sit at home, watch nice movies, talk to people. Means whatever you could not do during normal times, there is an opportunity for you to do it. Do it instead of spreading corona news, talking about corona, saying that the people, I think that they have some kind of a kick when they say that there is a crisis. No oxygen, no bed. What? If you look at the corona crisis as of now, I would tell you, what is the population of India? Population of India is 1.7 billion. I think, or 1.3 billion, okay, whatever it is, yes, somewhere between 1.3 to 7. Out of this 1.7 billion or 1.3 billion, what percentage of the population have been affected by corona as of now since the inception? What percentage of people have been affected by this corona? I would say that it is less than 5%. And what percentage of this 5% of population are dying? It is again less than 5%. So in reality, how many people are dying? But why there is so much of chaos, so much of commotion? Why? Somebody is enjoying this game and you're also getting a part of the game. Don't. As collective human beings, we have the power to confront virus like corona. Corona is not a big thing. I'm telling you, it's a very simple creature. We're giving it too much of importance. Only thing is that follow these two principles. One thing is maintain your emotional stability at a higher level. Means never get into negative emotional thinking zones. Always maintain that kind of high frequency feelings. Second thing is focus on what you want. You want health or ill health. If you want health, focus on health. If you want ill health, focus on corona. Attract it. Let it eat you up. Your intention is not that. So please take my advice. Refrain from these two activities. We have the power. Let us use this time for a productive cause wherein we can easily overcome this corona crisis. So I have few more things to talk, but my intention is to actually communicate at least these 2 points. Thank you so much. If you are more interested in the talks that I have, you can visit my website srinivasvidiga.com. SRINIVASVUDIGA.com. I have a lot to talk. In fact, I'm the author of a book called A Thinking Heart, which talks about human consciousness. It talks about the spiritual dimension or the psychic dimension of human beings. See, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical doctor, I'm not a medical scientist, but as such, I'm a computer engineering graduate with over 2.5 decades of experience in the IT industry. That way I can say that I'm an IT expert. But right from my childhood days, I'm a person who is deeply engaged in spiritual research. I'm trying to understand what life is all about, what consciousness is, how a shift in consciousness can cause total makeover of the entire life. So this is about me. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much.